Hello.
Hello.
I think it's working now.
Hello. Little kitty.
Yeah, for some reason my camera decided I'm not going to work.
It's Tuesday, basically Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Happens.
Alright, so I guess we're going to do some low-key stuff until Nick gets off work.
He's typing something.
I can't do it right now.
So Doug Monk with the Path of the Four Elements.
Path of 4 elements. I like it. Dude, love me some monk action.
Oh, well. That makes things interesting.
What?
Says he's not going to make it tonight. He has to work late, and that means he doesn't get off till 10 p.m. EST.
Ah. Okay.
Makes things very interesting.
Well, we can still do some housekeeping items and then we can proceed. I know what he wants to do. He wants to get to the planet and start running guns. So.
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah. So we got to make sure that
Ted just sent him a text. It went bad. You need to roll another character.
It didn't go good.
I don't know what the stats you guys rolled. It's going to be quite difficult for me to kill you while playing fair. So we got to get Ted in here and get your character sheet fixed, I guess.
Pulling it up.
Is Ryan here?
It says that he's in the call, but he's being awfully quiet.
Nope,
no,
we
I
can't
cannot
hear you.
You hear me.
Hello?
There it is.
There you are.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
I swear, every single time you guys respond to the words I'm speaking, and then later you're like, wait, is Ryan here?
We're psychic.
It's like usually you say something when you come in, but I just thought you were busy.
You are all geared up, dude. Oh my goodness. He's like sitting in my lap, like squirming, staring at the screen, like, oh my god, it's D&D time, guys. Let's roll.
Little Java companion.
Basically. I know, he's going to be my little bot, my little droid bot. This campaign.
When he starts crying, it's just because the droid is overheating and starts going haywire.
Gotta make repairs, BRB.
Oh my god, you know what? I think I might pull the wild magic table for that.
Uh-oh.
Let's see what kind of shenanigans your little haywire droid gets into.
Oh god. Could be interesting. So I was talking to Ryan, and I made the realization that, we're both kind of mechanically people, except I'm the redneck, and he's like went to school and everything. He's like hardcore. And I'm like, it's great. You're gonna get all the parts, and you're gonna have this familiar droid that's gonna be badass and can do all this stuff. And I'm gonna take all the parts and make like 3 half-assed little droids, which have to be repaired every 24 hours. For me to keep them. I'm like,
so you get 3 brims.
Out of his one droid, I can make 3 half-assed parts, which works out if I want one of them to be like a flame torch thingy, because I mean, you can only really have so many limbs from the same part. So I'm like, that works. It's ironic because the Tinker toys had to be repaired every 24 hours if you want to keep them. So I'm like, yeah, that's about right. A half-ass
Yeah,
spot
and
probably
since
did
you're a
need to be
rogue, I
repaired.
mean, you could be more like the, not necessarily a mechanic, but, parts acquisition.
I could do it.
Instead of being a builder, you would be a scrapper or a salvager.
Yeah, that's what I figured more of.
Because then you can take your
just going
parts
around stealing shit, trying to sell it.
to Scathos
I don't
and
really
have
know
him
how to put
actually
it
make
together.
something.
Oh, General Grievous' 2 guards, the staffs they use.
That is an electro staff, I believe.
Oh, okay, it's just drool. We're good.
Let me pull out one of my Star Wars dictionaries here real quick. I should know exactly where this is. I go through this book enough with my son.
Right back.
Yes, electro staff. So Ted, are you figuring that your monk is going to be like force sensitive?
Yeah, I would say so. Kind of like the dude in Rogue One. Or he kind of like pretends to be, I guess. I mean,
Blind
he
guy?
blind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Except I'll be able to see.
You're gonna be a monk?
Somehow. Yeah, we're switching him from a rogue to a monk,
Wow.
which actually works out.
Cool beans.
Good
Switching
that we
things
have-
up on us.
Yeah. So now's your chance to put that 17 in charisma if you wanted it. So while he's doing that, was there anything you guys wanted to do before we get into some form of altercation?
If I can, effectively summoning up my own familiar for the first time, like the process of spending the credits that it takes to do all that.
Yep.
I wanted to make my little...
Essentially, what our prep time will be, like on a normal day before Nick gets here, will be, what the fuck? Something just popped up on my screen.
I'm like, all right, we're doing
yeah, no.
space.
So I figured the hour before Nick gets in, or normally we can do things like things you're going to be doing in hyperspace while we're jumping from planet to planet. So I think what we'll try to do is, if we're doing space travel, we'll try to end it with you guys getting to a planet, and then at the beginning of the next session, we'll talk about what you did on the way.
All right.
Just so we have something to do for an hour besides just kind of sitting here and looking at each other.
As fun as that is.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, I was probably going to do my little Tinkerbot, at least just one of them for now. I have to look in the book. For some reason, it's not on my sheet that I can find. But
Under racial
Yes.
traits? Sell.
Has anybody played a monk?
Nick,
Nick.
Played with a monk.
Awesome. So I get key points at 3rd level.
Yes.
How many?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't have my book with me. Hold on.
3 points at 3rd level.
what do I add?
I want to say
And your movement
3.
speed is up by 10 feet.
That Doug is
Instead of
moving
30, it'll be
fast.
40.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's not what I wanted to do.
And the
So essentially,
Goblin
it's 1
has
key
dark
point
vision.
per level, right? Yeah. What was that, Ted?
Goblin has dark vision.
Yes, they do.
No.
And you also have unarmored defense, if you want to use that instead of armor.
Okay, what would that make my armor class?
It'll be 10 plus your dexterity modifier plus your wisdom modifier.
My armor class is not letting me update it.
You go here.
You got the
Let me
pencil clicked.
I do. And it's highlighting blue, but it won't let me select it.
Let's see here. Where is your...
No, 20 does not like me.
Don't worry, I can help. So your AC will be 10 plus your dexterity plus your wisdom.
So Amanda, you feeling less chaotic today?
Never.
All right, there you go.
I
So
always do something to spice up the campaign. Can't ever, gotta keep it fresh.
so what I did for you, Ted, is I just created a new piece of armor. And then just modified that.
Got it. Let's see it.
There we go. Now I got tinker on
And stats for the electro staff.
It is... Let's see. Staff is what, a monk weapon, right? So... You can use dexterity. So your monk weapon, are you going to use it two-handed primarily or one-handed? I assume two.
I would imagine primarily 2.
Okay.
And if
So,
I do
quarterstaff,
area
that's going to be
I
a,
can just use it as a kick.
yeah, and you can kick or elbow or punch or whatever. So you can still have a two-handed weapon. You're fighting, and then you can throw an elbow, or you can still drop a hand and punch. That's reasonable. So it's going to be a D8 plus your dexterity.
And damage would be
A D8 plus your
D20?
dexterity. No.
Oh, that's the damage.
Yeah, damage. To hit is always, It's going to be your dex mod to hit, and you are proficient with it. And you're going 3 levels a monk, correct?
Yeah.
All right, 3 levels a monk. I'm helping you modify your sheet while you're doing it.
Oh, please, thank you. Because it didn't like me.
All right, so on your melee weapon attack, we're going to click on Dex to hit. +6. Let's see, your reach is 5 feet, unless you have a feat, and the hit damage is going to be 1d8 plus your Dex bludgeoning. So there's your staff. And it doesn't have uses, so we'll get rid of that. And then we just have to add in an unarmed strike. So we use your Dex to hit. 5 feet. This is going to be 1d4 plus your Dex.
Sorry, I'm swaying my baby back and forth, and his eyes are just like locked on you, Lucas. As you're moving, and so he's just like watching you, no matter which way I move him. It's so funny. Normally it's Ryan and you, but it's just you
Because
today.
I had the camera on.
Yeah.
Alright, so you have your unarmored defense. Things are showing up twice now. I don't know why. Oh, because I assigned your class. And so everything came in. That's good. Alright, so Ted, do you see on your the right side your class features and everything?
Yeah.
Alright, so that auto-populated for you. So now you can click on any one of those and it'll do your thing for you. And now you just have to choose your skills. You have 2 from your class, so you can choose acrobatics, athletics, history, insight, religion, or stealth.
Or all the above.
No, you only get 2.
If only.
Now we know how Amanda makes her characters.
Expertise in everything.
I do have proficiency in all skills.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a very proficient person. Lunar?
And then a background. You said you're going to be a space pirate, right? Still sticking with that?
No, you're happy. So do you say scathos or scathos?
You don't know.
You're right, I don't.
It depends on how many drinks you've had.
Right?
You're right.
Because I went back and rewatched it, and I realized at the point where I started having too many drinks, you became Sackos. Or Sackos. I was like, that's completely wrong. Dyslexic. You still with us, Ted? Maybe.
Okay, back. Sorry.
Okay. No, you're fine. So,
Mama called.
yeah, gotta take that. So we got your background we gotta hook up, and then your skills.
Let's see.
So you still want to be a pilot, right?
Yeah.
Now the question is, what type of pirate are you? I would say, would you want to be a pirate or more like a gangster? Or just I guess, a underworld creature?
Is Cholo an option?
Yeah, actually.
Kidding. No, it ain't.
Well, I mean, you could say, hired thug would work, you know? Pickpocket, smuggler. So I'm thinking the criminal background might work. I was looking at the sailor pirate, and I'm not really seeing anything there that would work for you.
Well, the pilot pretty much gives me the ability to fly shit, so I guess whatever would give me an additional advantage on.
Yeah, that'll be the sleight of hand that we talked about last week. So the question is, what 2 skills do you want from your monk? So this will be like your training, not necessarily your background. You have acrobatics, so that's jumping around, athletics, being strong, history, insight, reading people, religion, or stealth.
Let's do the jumping around one.
All right, so acrobatics, that's 1. And I would assume that being kind of a miscreant monk, that maybe stealth would be useful for stealing ships.
There you
sneak
go.
onto the dock and or whatever. So we'll give you
Totally.
stealth there from your class. I'm gonna say let's do the criminal background. I think that'll work best for this one. So you're gonna be a space
Sounds
pirate. So you also get deception. And since we took stealth from your class, we can replace the one that it gives you, and I'll give you sleight of hand for piloting. And then you still get your thieves' tools proficiency, so you can add that to your proficiencies down there. Oh, wait, actually, hold on. Let me edit real quick. Oh, I was hoping it would do a drop down and fill everything up for you, but it doesn't. All right, so we're gonna add in one type of artisan tools or music. You can still do that. You also have these tools. And a gaming set. So what type of gaming would you like to be into? Cards, dice?
Just set of dice.
Dice, all right.
Teach everybody how to shoot craps.
Yep, shoots, yeah, craps or, liar's dice or whatever. All right, then you get some equipment, dark clothes. That's basically what you're wearing anyway, so that's cool. Specialty, doesn't really matter, you're a pilot. And then you have criminal contact for your background features. Where do your features go? Character.
Ooh, would that give me HUD contacts?
Yep, it gives you a reliable and trustworthy contact who acts as your liaison to a network of other criminals. You know how to get messages to and from your contact, even over great distances. Specifically, you know the local messengers, corrupt caravan masters, steedy sailors who can deliver messages for you.
Awesome.
So
I'm so out of my element. I
would-
literally play fighter or ranger. So this is gonna be different.
Oh, it's basically a fighter that can hit with their fists.
Well, I
Pretty
meant as
much.
far as the key, using key stuff.
Okay. Did you normally play a magic based fighter or just a swinging sword fighter?
Yeah, swinging sword soldier
Okay.
or a elven ranger, human fighter, elven ranger.
So with the ranger, you know how you got your spells, basically,
Hmm.
your ranger spells. The monk, well, you chose the way of the four elements.
Yep.
Right. So you can use your key points to cast spells, just like you would use spell slots with your monk or with your ranger. So that works the same way. You can also use your key points for additional abilities with bonus actions. Like Flurry of Blows lets you take 2 punches on a bonus action instead of just 1. You have Patient Defense.
I can use that once per short rest, right?
No, you can use it as many times as you have key points. And then your key points restore on a short rest. So you have 3 key points. So, for instance, you could do 3 Flurry of Blows. So you could do 1 on each turn because it's 1 bonus action. So 1 Flurry of Blows, which is 2 hits, is 1 key point, and you can do that once a turn.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then until you run out of key points. And then you have Patient Defense, which allows you to attack, and then as a bonus action, you can go into like a ready stance to dodge. And then you can basically do the rogue's double movement for a bonus action for a key point. And then your spells use key points as well.
So flurry of blows, is that 1 key point?
Yeah, it's 1 key point to do it.
So at 3rd level, I get 3, so I could do it 3 times per short rest.
Yep. Yeah, or any combination of the monk abilities and then your spell like abilities you can do. Some of those are interesting. I guess you have to choose, right? You get to choose some of your spells. But you'll have to look in the book for that. But I think you're good now with, at least for your character, 30-foot dark vision. Strength and dex. Yeah, all the features are selected. The only thing you would have to do is what I would do is set up spells if you can. I don't see your spell list on here for some reason. Oh, hey, look at that. It's already on the features tab.
No way.
That's handy.
Yeah, it puts your Step of the Wind. Hey, look at that. You can go through on your features tab and look at all your monk stuff. So it's got all of that stuff there, but it does not have spells. So I don't know how you would set that up.
Is there a way to insert the 4 elements and then it would know which ones?
No, I don't think so. I'm looking. No, it's not giving the option for spellcasting. Oh, and we used a different character sheet in our other campaign, right, Ryan?
Yeah.
Where the... Okay, so if your class doesn't have spells, it won't give you spells to put in there. That's stupid. Alright, let's see if we can
there
trick
it is. No, it's not. Never mind.
You
let's see,
might
what is
still be able
yours?
to add the spells in manually.
It doesn't even have a
and-
spell tab.
It doesn't.
No.
Oh. Well, that's a big
That
problem.
yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a casting class that has the same spell list, and we can tweak that. That's good to know, because if I was going to play a monk or something else, let's see what's your DC? Where's the DC at? They should have a... Oh, there it is. Key save DC is your wisdom modifier. So we're going to add in druid. I think it comes from this class thing. Custom. There we go.
Sorry, didn't realize it was going to be this difficult.
Oh no, it's good to know, to be honest. I mean, and we got time. So I've got custom class, but it's not letting me. Oh. It's like, what the hell is she talking about? Here we go. So I'm going to call you a full level, or half level. There we go. Got it. Alright, so that added it in there. Alright, so now you have a spells page. And so when you choose your elemental type deals, you can go in there and just add a whole bunch of first level spells for the 1 key point ones or whatnot.
Got it.
Or a bunch of cantrips, rather. And then I think you can
So
put a
cantrips
use...
would be considered 1 key then.
Yeah, I think we might be able to... Let me just put in something in here. What's something you can do at first level? Something you have to have key points for. Elemental attunement. You can use your action to briefly control the elements. Let's just throw in Fist of Four Thunders. Alright, so let's see. Manual per use 1.
Rather than having to worry about doing it like through spells, like with spells tab and all that, could you add it in as like different attacks under equipment and then have the key point set up kind of like an ammo?
Oh, yeah, that would actually probably be better. Because then you can attach a saving throw and everything to that. And yeah, we can do that.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I think that might be easier. So let's remove the spell casting because that's just going to make things difficult. Alright. There, no more spells. Yeah, so when we get to that point where you're going to, I'll probably have to go through and just put all these in for you at another time. Yeah, we'll add them in as attacks. That way you can just click on them and then your ammo will be your key points. I like that. Definitely have to do some reading up on the 4 elements because I'm not too many people actually go 4 elements monks. So I'm not too familiar with it.
Yeah, I was watching a video. It's like the least chosen one. But
I think the reason being is what you get out of it. The key cost is so enormous that a lot of people don't use it.
I mean, then you get them back in a short rest, though.
You do get them back on a short rest. But like just this one right here. Fist of the Four Thunders. You spend 2 key points and you cast Thunder Wave. So you get 1 spell per short rest. Like that's...
And then 1 cantrip.
Well, you don't actually get cantrips, but... So you can punch a bunch of things and then you can cast one of these elemental things. And I think that's where a lot of people have problems. It's like, okay, well, you want to be able to like, oh, I'm the airbender, right? I'm throwing out fireballs and kicking up rocks and doing all these cool things. And it's like, well, you can do it once. Until you get to way higher level.
I think it's worth the climb. Because I think it'll be neat besides the way I'm thinking the character. He wants to be Jedi. He wants that use of the Force type thing.
You don't necessarily have to be a Jedi. Being a space pirate is kind of a weird way of going to being a Jedi.
Hey,
Jedi, Sith, what's the difference?
Dude, I'm a redneck that plays D&D. Okay.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying. I shouldn't say weird. I say it's different.
I dare you.
Unconventional.
I mean, technically, where I live designates me as a redneck, so I feel you.
Yeah, I grew up 1 foot in the city, 1 in the country, so.
I think your fedora hat says otherwise.
My cowboy hat's back in the closet. I don't like wearing it because it hits the microphone. All right. So I think you have enough to be dangerous with, and then, like I said, I'll add in your attacks later.
Oh yeah, I'm still watching videos and I'm trying to dig into the lore and try to ways to max out the character.
Just watch our last campaign for Gorneo.
Oh,
You'll know how to be a monk.
Nick. Nick decided he was going to go Shadow Monk. And so he would just dart around through the shadows and just punch and stun people. That's basically what he used his
Literally
points for, was
shadow.
just stunning every person that he came across. And then he went rogue, so that way he could sneak attack on top of his stuns.
Was it Chip who decided to punch a dragon in the face when he was a monk and stun the dragon?
Yeah, in our old Tuesday
Yep.
game, he punched a dragon
Like,
and
monks
stunned
are
it.
pretty badass.
Monks are badass.
Like, the
It
dragon,
worked?
I'm gonna punch it.
The dragon failed its save and it got stunned.
No
And we
way!
wound up killing
It was
it.
like the
Yeah.
third or fourth attempt. They finally
Mhm.
stunned the dragon.
When did he stun something else that was absolutely crazy? Or was that Nick?
Is it like the frog monster or something?
Something like that.
I remember that Chip just like randomly did like the weirdest things and it always worked. And we're like, what are you doing? I loved it.
That Kuatoa number 30 though.
Number 30.
So in our old Tuesday campaign, we weren't supposed to take this castle, but we had this bright idea of recruiting the lizard folk to come and help us storm this castle. And Ryan and I, our characters, went inside, or he what'd you do?
Is it a box?
The hat,
we were
right?
we were pretending to bring loot up to their front gates, like with no real.
We didn't really expect it to work, and then it did. And so we got like in the middle of the enemy's base,
They
like
put us in the
completely
loot chamber.
surrounded by everybody. Then it
And
was
so-
like, well, guess we're doing this now.
Yeah, he was wearing a hat of disguise, so he was dressed up as a previous NPC that we faced. I was a rogue, and I was hiding in the box he was carrying or something.
Yeah.
And so he put me down, and I was started assassinating all the guards in the treasure room. And he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go investigate," while I'm sitting here like trying to take out guards. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go investigate," and he ran into like one of the lieutenants of the castle or something, and he was like,
Like the guy who was in
"Thunderous
charge
smite!"
of everything. I'm like,
Bam!
okay.
And a cannon fire
I think you
goes
take this
off. And the whole
opportunity,
fucking
Mike.
castle's. It was great.
And we
Did y'all
survived.
hold the castle?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we killed I think
Oh my
100 people within that castle.
The point was there was one monster because they were all just numbers because they didn't have like names or anything, and the number 30 was just like our arch nemesis.
Yeah, so there was a group of like frog people, and the ones that were in the 30s were the hardest to kill for some reason. They passed all their saves. They were critting like crazy.
We literally fought over 30 things and we survived. We're beasts.
That was just the frog people, right? There were still all
Yeah.
the
There's spiders in there.
the
and then
dragon
those little
fangs. There
dog
was like 20 of those guys.
what were
There
they,
was
drakes?
Drakes.
drakes. Yeah, it was. And it was
They're like,
utterly
"Oh, you
stupid
know."
because there was only the rogue and the paladin inside the castle for God knows how many rounds.
Too long.
It was too long. He actually died. I got him back up. Or he had that necklace that stabilized him.
Yep.
I didn't know where he was, so I had to go find him. We found him. We killed this other person.
Gargoyles.
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 Oh my god. I got thrown off the castle walls and somehow survived.
Crocodiles.
I almost got ate by a croc. It was a great. That was what, 3 sessions we did in combat.
Yeah, it was like 4 rounds per session. Like it was like a ridiculously long time to get through each round.
Yeah, it was like a 12-hour real life siege of this castle. It was it was stupid, but it was hilarious.
So
He was-
much fun.
Yeah, you
Or-
need to send me that link so I can listen to that.
Oh, it's on my
Somewhere.
channel. If you go to my YouTube channel, I've got 4 playlists. I have our old previous campaign with this group. I have our old Tuesday campaign, and now our new campaign and this one, plus a pirate ship one shot I did. So it's all on there.
Sweet. That sounds nuts.
Yeah, we had I think we ended up, Ryan, with like 150 episodes sessions on our last campaign.
I think something around there.
Yeah. Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
We outlasted Critical Role. Say that.
That was also including the Lost Mine Fandelver.
That did include the Lost Mines, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
The bot's overheating.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right. Was there anything else that we needed to do? I don't know if we want to just actually like finish character stuff and just wait for Nick next week, or if we want to get into this. Because I don't even have descriptions of your guys' characters. Like, nothing. I kind of rushed you last week. It's like, let's roll some characters. Okay, let's go. I'm also curious to see which way the party's going to go. Got a couple things planned out, but it's all a little bit lenient on if you ally with people or not.
Yeah, since we did the Kaiser's Jose on you last week. What? No campaign? You're just going to rob shit? What?
The
Yeah.
plan you had set out? Yeah, no, we're not gonna do that.
I didn't have a whole lot planned out in
Thank you.
general. I had an idea, but
But when you
of
give us
course
the entire galaxy, it's hard for us to know which way you really want us to go.
that's true. And I didn't
You're
bring
like, pick a
forward
planet. Oh,
like options like we did for the campaign we're doing on Sunday. It's like, okay, do you want to do exploratory? Do you want to be a part of the war? Do you want? Yeah, I didn't. So
Well, I'm sure we'll pick up Luke Skywalker. Give him a ride somewhere.
He's
he
a
better
time
not be
traveler.
here. This is like 6,000 years before he's born.
He's got
Oh,
some
this is,
explaining.
This is Old Republic era.
so like 1, 2, 3.
Oh no,
before
we're
that.
talking thousands of years before that.
Oh, well, I got reading to do, I guess. Old Republic.
Actually,
Okay.
you don't, because there's too much. There's too much reading for the Old Republic. Although some choice books I would recommend is the Darth Bane trilogy.
Darth
really good.
Bane?
Darth Bane, the creator of the Rule of Two. It's some of the best, and it's all not like heroes and things like that. It's completely from a Dark Lord of the Sith's point of view.
Good for them.
It's a really good read. Really good read. What's another good Old Republic one? They have some of the new books. Fatal Alliance, that's a pretty good one. Deceived is a good one. There's a lot of Old Republic stuff. Then there's like the Knights of the Old Republic stuff. That's all
Yeah.
in that time area.
Did you pick up the Dark Terror series yet?
Dark what?
Not yet. My brother got me the what is it? The Expanse trilogy books.
Yeah.
I'm working my way through that.
Yeah, my two favorites are the Gunslinger and the Wizard of the Glass. That's 1 and 4.
beans.
See, I don't read no Stephen King.
Read
No,
some of
I
his
don't read much Stephen King.
Lots of good stuff. Talisman, Dragon's Eyes, Dark Tower series.
I'm definitely a sci-fi reader.
Oh, this is totally sci-fi.
Specifically Star Wars.
Got it.
If you can't tell, my whole office is Star Wars. I got R2 over here. Got Vader on my wall.
When it was a little more zoomed out, I saw more of it, and I was like, dang, his entire thing is decked out Star Wars.
Oh yeah. Like I've got a Star Wars lamp and a clock right here, and my whole shelf up here is all Star Wars books. I got some Harry Potter.
You
up
need
there
to get
too.
someone to come in and just like paint like stars and stuff all on the walls and just like make the whole walls like a galaxy.
My wife won't let me do that because it's too dark.
That's no fun. I love painting. Normally David won't let me do painting. He's like, no. I'm like, please, I'll do it. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah, we talked about that today.
What? Oh, because I'm bitching about too much about doing stuff.
Now he's like, you come in with like, look, it won't cost us anything. We've got this. He's like, yeah, I guess you
It
could.
always
but
ends up
it's the right
costing
way.
at least $300 when I say that.
Doesn't cost anything, but
Yeah. Well, in my head, I have like this redneck way of doing it with stuff I find around the house. I'm like, look, we can do it this way. And he's like, no, we're going to do it right. We're going to do it this way. Like, okay, well, my way was free. Now you're the one costing the money. So I'm just putting this, it's all on him when it happens. I'm just putting that out there.
the guilt trip method.
No,
I
he
like it.
admitted to that.
He admitted it. You should see the before and after pictures of my porch. If I could find them, let me see. I bet I could find them. Because I did good. And it cost $300.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
I'm
it's not held together with duct tape.
That's true.
Java tape.
Well, the way I was gonna do, I was just gonna do it slightly different, but it worked out.
I don't know if I sent you guys the picture of my my bedroom that I just redid. Let's see if I got it.
See,
Somewhere in
probably
here.
around here. Okay, that's what. My child. You're fine.
My pictures are gone. Where'd they go?
You need to get you the Google Photos. It backs up all your photos from your phone automatically, and it saves so much space on your phone. I just found it recently, and I'm like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, I think the biggest problem is it's not that it doesn't back up. Is that if I take a picture in my text messages, it doesn't save it in my gallery.
This saves all of them if you want it to. I'm like, it's awesome.
My phone doesn't save it. It's irritating.
Here is my before picture.
Sign
I
in
have to go to the gallery. Why can't
to
I just
Google Photos.
stick and drag it?
Nope. See, Google Photos doesn't work.
There, that worked. I just had to open it. Here's the before picture. And here is my after picture. I was just gonna
Nice.
use those 10, but he made me buy 10.
The tin makes it look cool. I like that.
Not
Oh
classic.
yeah, that looks really good.
I was gonna do it for free. That was him.
Alright, did you upload it to Pinterest?
No, I'm not that classy. What do you want from me? Nothing, Mom. I just want to eat my own hand.
This is irritating. I don't know where my stuff's at. It would help if I remembered when I did it. Oh, there it is. So that's what I did for our...
Oh, yeah, I remember you showing us that.
Yeah,
I love that wall.
yeah, that wasn't cheap.
That's so
Is that
pretty.
laminate?
Yeah, that's laminate pergo flooring.
Real.
I
God,
love that.
it's a paint in the butt on the floor. I can imagine on the wall.
Yeah. Actually, it was really easy to put up. Just expensive.
I love that. That's pretty.
But yeah, my wife was like, okay, I want blue paint. And I had to put the chair railing up, and then I put crown molding up and the ceiling as well. And she's like, I want all of that. I was like, all right. Well, the flooring
You got
itself was
30
like...
minutes. Go.
It was one afternoon, but... Oh, that stuff was expensive.
David came home one day to find an entire wall torn down in one room. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like,
Would you-
nothing to see here. Nothing to see. I was like,
I
"It's
heard a
okay."
ticking noise.
I was like, "It's okay. It's just gonna be the cost of paint." And $300 later, it's like an ongoing price. It's always $300 when I start a free project. It's our number.
Oh, man.
It's totally okay. It's gonna be free. I just had to buy paint. Other than that, everything else I already got it figured out. And he's like, no, Amanda, you can't just do this.
I know you.
Wow, your characters are just like you.
They really are. We fuck shit up. That's for sure.
Oh. Nick is in game.
I know he's rolling stuff like we're actually in combat right now, but we're not.
Oh.
He's confused. That's okay. No, we're just talking about house projects. You don't have to shoot anyone yet.
He can't hear you.
I
The
know.
Jawa starts tearing down the wall of a spaceship. Just
Oh my god. We don't need this, right? Back into space.
This is
All right,
really
that's
good tin right here, guys. Oh my god.
done. My sandcrawler back home. It's full of this.
Does your hand taste good?
Of course.
Like his favorite thing ever is his hands. Going to town, huh?
That's how cannibalism starts, Amanda.
You know the
Give me
real
your
reason why
baby.
it's though.
I want my baby back, baby back.
You act like you're starving, but you're not. You literally just ate. Okay, there we go.
You gonna let the baby have slice capability?
Have what?
Slicing?
Slicing. You probably could if you tried.
I don't know if he's actually in here paying attention or not. because I kind of don't want to go on with the story without him here because it's kind of important.
It's only like the first real story beat.
It's like, the first
And-
what we're gonna do for the rest of the campaign. It's no big deal.
Yeah, and especially the route chosen by the group definitely needs to have the charisma checks and the talking and the persuading.
The navigator involved.
I can just use his. I mean, I can roll for his navigator, but I don't want to try to speak for him.
I mean, I'm the pilot. I know where we're going. That's fine. It'll be fine. It's fine.
What's the worst that could happen?
I'm gonna text
Just
him and
make
see what he says.
left at that star right there, or is that one? Yeah, it's fine.
Straight on till morning.
Okay, I own all the Star Wars main movies,
Mhm.
Except for the latest one. But I don't know the mechanics of Star Wars, like fuel system. We got to recharge this thing, or is it like a nuclear reactor good for 20 years?
I
Unless a Jawa comes aboard and breaks
Unless-
it.
no, I think the only time that they showed fueling of vessels was in A New Hope, where the guys were going and unhooking the hoses out of the X-Wings.
Yeah.
And in Revenge of the Sith, where Obi-Wan lands on that planet and talks to that weird dude with the tall dude with the creepy looking face. There's guys out there that are going to
The
refuel
vampire
his...
teeth.
Yeah, they were going to refuel his vessel. So I think they still run on like gasoline at this point.
It's a diesel.
Diesel, yeah.
Is it racing fuel or
Off-road diesel, highly pollutant.
Oh, Amanda could totally be, not to mix Star Wars with Star Trek, but she could totally get it.
Mm-hmm. So I mean,
I can do it.
I have to I think I have to tweak the way that the money works. Because everything that I've looked up for Star Wars, it's
Credits,
like
right?
it's all credits, but there's not like levels of credits. And having to do any kind of like random loot thing, it's all done in gold.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, do I convert it all down to copper so it makes more sense? Or come up with some arbitrary numbers for gold piece value? So I'm gonna have to come up with some kind of like upkeep cost. I think I might use like a tavern or something.
Yeah.
That's in the DMG. I don't have that one. Oh, do I have that right now? What's that? Oh, that's my cookbook. So, yeah, I'll come up with some kind of
Other currency like crystals.
Well, that's not the problem. Is coming up with currency. It's a matter of making loot distribution easy based on the rules in the rule book. There's a lot of things I'm gonna have to look up in the rule book. Is like, okay, well, it's 2 copper for this thing, and this other thing is 2 gold, and it's like, well, do you convert all that down to copper so you have 1, right? Or convert it up to gold pieces? But what do you do for the things that are supposed to be really cheap?
We all get credit cards.
Yeah, but that's not the problem. I can make an arbitrary number, but just like, okay, say like someone wanted to go buy a piece of armor. you know, it's 400 gold pieces. Okay, well that's easy. But if you wanted to buy, say, you know, fuel cells for a blaster, you know, arrows. Arrows are only like, you know, a copper each, or whatever it is. It's like 10 silver. It's like, okay, well, how do you convert that? Or I can just make everything gold, but then I have to make the things that are gold more expensive, like that kind of thing. So, I don't know.
I think we could go like converting it all to copper. Like effectively, like a copper is the base credit unit kind of a thing, so that like.
So if you wanted to get a breastplate, it would be 4,000 copper.
Yeah, right. 4,000
No.
credits.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's it's 100. Yeah, 4,000. Is that right? That's what I was thinking of doing. I was thinking of converting it all down.
4,000 would be silver for a breastplate.
40,000.
40,000 credits.
Just for a piece of
breastplate.
armor. So it's like in a ship costs 100,000 credits. So it's like I can't.
Yeah.
It does not correlate, and because you're not supposed. I mean, you know, the things that you get in the book. Obviously, that's why you got different values.
Well, then what
So-
about just a decimal point? Yeah. 0.01 credit.
I guess you could do that.
Force them
Or
to
I
buy
just don't
larger
use
quantities of stuff that nobody else wants to buy. Like, well, you have to buy at least 100 arrows or blaster cells or whatever.
I think I might just.
Everything comes in like magazines, right? You're not going to buy
yeah.
one bullet.
Yeah, so I think what I might do is I might make like if you go through and look at like the adventurer's gear and that kind of stuff, I think I might just convert it all up to like 1 gold. And then just have everything run at a gold value.
You just play it by ear, and if I really want it, you just give it to me.
Yeah, I'm all for making it easy. I think I'll do that. I think I'll just convert everything to just a gold value because most of the things in the book is gold value minus like.
Yeah.
All right, our first task is to hit a bank. Then we're set. We don't have to worry about money. We just go around wrecking shit.
So, say a ship is like 40,000 credits, right? And I don't know what's 1%. 4,000. Yeah.
How does it compare, like the different costs of the ships and the like to like vehicle costs? Like on
vehicle
page
cost in the book?
157 in the handbook. Because I know that's all gold, and if that's like close enough
Yeah.
that it could work, that could make things easier.
The fact that you can buy a war horse for the same as a piece of armor is crazy. Oh, waterborne vehicles.
Yeah.
Ah, perfect. You know, a battleship. You know, a
Yeah.
frigate.
I think we can do that, and then anything like a let's see, a galley. A galley would be like I would say the Millennium Falcon, since it's like a relatively large freighter. It's not a small, not like a light freighter.
he
Like
used
you
it
guys
to
have like a
transport
transport ship.
stuff,
So a transport ship, I would say, is kind of like a sailing ship in this case. Of course, they don't have upkeep on these things, I don't think, do they?
Not here, I don't think.
Expenses.
I'm surprised there's not a guide anywhere on this. I mean, there's always somebody that wants to put something on YouTube to explain it to somebody else.
Yeah.
I mean, you can find how to change a light bulb in a 2008,
Right?
Camaro. Somebody's got that video on there. There's no way.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. Let's see. They should have like feed and stuff, right? Feed per day is 50 copper or 5 copper.
How long is a short rest? Is it 4 hours or less?
1 hour, technically. Okay, I'm gonna make it like super ridiculously like one full tank is 1% of your ship or something. And I'll just figure out how far you can actually go with it. So if your ship is worth, what did he say, 10,000 credits, 1% is going to be 100 credits to fill it up. Yeah. All right, so we're going to convert everything to credits. That'll make things easy.
Did you ever watch The Fifth Element?
Oh,
With
the
Bruce
Fifth
Willis?
Element. Yeah.
Right when they were loading up the ship, they were putting like plutonium cores or something in. They had the little Jamaican guy, and they had the guys out there spraying
Oh,
stuff
yeah,
to get the
yeah,
varmints
right.
off the ship.
Yeah. Fuel cores, fuel rods. Yeah, we can figure out a cost per fuel rod, and just, a bigger ship will just have more fuel rods. Like, depending on how many engines or whatever. I'll come up with that. Might be like 1,000 credits per fuel rod, and fuel rod last, I don't know. Probably like a percentage. Last,
And I'm bouncing all over the place. The Pirates of the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
Right. There was that one when Jack Sparrow and the other dude, they could get the small ship going by themselves,
Oh, right, yeah.
but they needed more people to get the bigger one moving.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything like that, or can just one person like kick it on and go?
I think you just need 2 people to fly ship. Most of the smaller vessels, it's only 2 people. You only need one person to actually fly it, and then another person to operate like the other systems. So
And like
pilot and
how they
co-pilot.
tricked the British into getting the other ship ready to go to chase after them, and then took it
Mhm.
over.
Yeah.
Would that be a thing?
Like if you wanted to take over another ship.
Yeah, like a big ship, like something, formidable.
So say like you wanted to take your small ship here and like say try to take on like a Star Destroyer or something.
Right, like if there was one that just got built, there's only maintenance crew aboard, getting it ready for berthing. We hop on it. There's no way one guy can just hop on and like.
No, I think it would depend on the size of the ship.
And some
Just
good rules.
Yeah, and I would base that based on like just seeing the movies, right? So on the bridge of a Star Destroyer, you have at least 20 people manning different things about the ship.
Yeah.
And I would assume it would take that many to just operate it. But
So
if you had like a
get
medium
pirate
vessel,
planet and get a crew.
yeah, you'd have to hire a crew. which is something I expect you guys to do at some point.
Oh, I'm loving this.
But
Space
I would say anything under like the Millennium Falcon is like a true freighter. So anything like a cargo freighter and down, you could probably operate with like 2 or 3 people. Anything higher than that, you're gonna need like a crew.
Yeah, ships with like the bridge to it is going to require a bigger crew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or like maybe some of the larger ships for the rebels,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like in A New Hope. You know, they were dwarfed in size to the destroyers, but
Yep.
it was still a big damn ship.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you think an X-wing is a single person, and you can fit 60 X-wings in a hangar or something. It's going to be a huge ship. There's no way you're going to man that with only a couple people. But a smaller one, I'm trying to think of, they don't really have any in between ships like the transport ships.
Han Solo ship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Him
the
and
Falcon. Yep. But like,
Oh,
for
what about
instance,
the one that they captured, the Millennium Falcon? On
yeah,
Force
there
Awakens.
was only. So that's what I would consider like
Is
a
that-
cargo ship. It doesn't necessarily. I mean, Han probably would have modified it with weapons and shields and all that, but like a standard one of those, you're only operating the hyperdrive and whatever, so you can do that with minimal people, like 2. But you can also hire droids. Like that's certainly something that can be done. Have they. I know in some of the auxiliary. Well, I mean they got like astromech droids, right? They're the ones that, for the single people ships, they're the ones that calculate the jump to hyperspace. They're the nav computer of those little things. They can fly ships. So not as finessely as like a human or something, but
Gets the
they can
job
do it at a
done.
pinch.
So we can go where Cell is from and hire a bunch of Jawas.
Hey,
I don't know if that's a good idea.
That's probably not a good idea. Jawas are not known for space flight.
Just have an
Like, no!
No, we need those life support systems.
So right now I would say you guys are in a small, almost like a luxury shuttle. So it has a small cargo area based solely for like clothes and that kind of thing. Not a whole lot else. Clothes, knickknacks. And so you could step up
I
to
don't
something
remember.
that's got like a true cargo bay.
I don't remember asking, did this thing have any kind of armament? Defensive weapons?
Based on the fact that it was a gangster that you stole it from, yeah, it's gonna have like some light cannons on it or something. Basic shields. That kind of thing.
Laser only, missile capability.
Not on this one.
Buzz
Essentially,
droids.
what's that?
Buzz droids.
Buzz droids. Nope. Very, very basic, and it's more, like I said, it's more luxury. So the blaster is more of just like there's an asteroid there. We need to get it out of the way. It's not really an attacking ship. I mean, it's fast, but it's not.
Pimp's Cadillac with the RPG in the back.
Yeah, basically, or a paintball gun. Slight deterrent.
Hey, that could be good.
Yeah.
On what was it? The Marvel, the Star Destroyer. I can't believe I'm spacing on the name of the movie.
Helicarrier.
No,
You said
Star
Marvel.
Captain.
Yeah.
Star-Lord?
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I don't.
Right.
What do they
So
call
when
that?
they stole the leader of that planet,
Mm-hmm.
stole his fancy thing, he pulled out like the parachute to deploy in the back, and it covered the other ship.
Mm-hmm.
So paintball gun, you blind them, just paint it up.
You could certainly equip the ship with that once you go and buy it.
You can certainly try.
You can certainly try.
That's the DM's little handicap right there.
Hey,
No,
I've
not
already
really, but
given you
whatever.
guys exceptional stats and great money
Oh, I'm always
and a
going to
free
push
ship.
for more.
I didn't even make you steal the ship. You had it already.
Yeah.
It was so hard, man. I had to roll high. I did.
No, I got some ideas, some opportunities, like I said, depending on how conversations go and what opportunities you take. There's some advancement in your future.
I mean, we're not going to capture people and just let them go.
Well, depending on the
Right.
people.
Depending on the people.
Right, Amanda?
What?
I make no promises.
God. I mean, it made for great role play, but it's 2 days now, and it's still on the top of my brain.
It sounds like she did good.
Yeah. I'm really proud of myself. I did not carry my anger over until when I went to bed.
Only punched through 3 walls.
No, that was good on her character. Although I do see repeats from the previous campaign of her judgment calls.
I don't know. Those
I have to
judgment
point out
calls
the
last campaign
really have
saved
the
everyone's
same
ass.
world. If it weren't for the rock, we would still have an entire other prophet to kill with no time left. I'm just saying. Maybe I make great decisions.
Yeah,
when it comes
I
to
agree.
those guys.
In hindsight, yes, it worked out very well. But you did the same thing as you did when we first were talking about going to see La Rock. Was we're going to go in there, in this case, we're going to go in there, we're going to kill this guy because he's evil and he tried to take over a town. As soon as he said one word, you're like, oh, I like him. Totally just deceived.
Well, sometimes it's nice to listen to people instead of just kill them first.
Yeah, but
can
you
get
were the
information
one who were like, I'm
and
going to fireball this guy. You were the one who was primary on that one.
We walked. Okay, that's when you decided to abandon me in the middle of a forest. So yeah, my muscle abandoned me. So it was like, oh, I'm alone now. Let's
Well, it worked out, didn't it?
let's change
Gotta-
plans now because my muscle just left me in the middle of a forest to die alone.
You had a
That's
creepy
why
elf
that happened.
follow you around for a little bit.
Had
And
to
then you
work
killed
with
him.
what
So
I
you
had
got your
there.
revenge. I really liked that character too.
I know he would almost never die till the very end.
No, the one that died.
Oh well,
My wizard.
That's it.
He was so cool.
I don't know how that happened.
I don't know. I was in a water elemental and you're like, I'm going to hit it with lightning.
I honestly just thought it would like drop you and not kill you inside of it.
What?
Well, it dropped me already.
Oh my God.
Like my head was
Oh,
like,
you didn't hear this story, Ted?
I'm gonna kill the water. The water's gonna disperse, and then there'll be a body that's still okay. I didn't think you would die inside of him.
Yeah.
when I killed him.
Logic.
Yeah, to be honest, I've never fought a water elemental with lightning with a different body inside. I didn't know how it was going to turn out. You know?
Well,
That's
hopefully that scene saves you in your real life. Electric, water, bad. No.
But this is magic electricity. It's different.
The magic water.
Magic water.
Completely different.
You know what? I don't think it was, technically speaking, it wasn't her hitting the creature. She used, what was it, Ryan? Was it lightning bolt?
Thunderbolt. Or yeah, lightning bolt.
Lightning bolt, which is a line of lightning that shoots out from her. And I happened to be in the line because I was within the water creature. So she knew
within the target she was targeting.
full well.
Like,
She
I
thought the
just
water was going to
figured
protect
I
me
would
from.
hit the target and not what's inside the target. Like, you know, I just feel like
Same rules as a
you were
grappled
small,
creature.
so I was like, he's small, he'll be on the bottom half of the target. So if I hit the top half of the target, we'll be good. Like
Mhm.
Not that small though.
in my head, I saved your life. The fact that you died was completely the water elemental's fault.
You hit me twice with that.
Yeah, Lucas, if you would have picked a character that was like pixie sized, it wouldn't have been a problem.
If I would have been a dwarf that takes her abuse and doesn't give her any shit for it.
Oh, I just lost sight.
All right. Well, if you guys are up for it, we can do a little RP to close out the night.
Sure.
Yep, I'm good.
There we go.
All
Yeah, we can do that.
All right. So we left off the last session with the call to the ship, and it was kind of just like a general broadcast. Not a general broadcast. It was a direct signal to the ghost, which Valwa knew it to be a pirate code saying surrender or be destroyed. How do you want to respond to the call?
I guess I'll still take the lead since I'm entering.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is Ghost 7. Please proceed with your answer.
Proceed with what?
Response.
Oh, response. I thought you said your answer. I was like, they're asking you the question. Do you make any moves to act less hostile? You weren't acting hostile anymore, but like, are you doing anything to signal to them that you're not being hostile?
Yeah, I haven't like asked for raise shields or tried to divert or run or anything like that, right?
Not powering up weapons, not. And so if you're on the galaxy map there where the ghost is, where Amic renamed his ship, that asshole. Oh no, he put text over it. Troll. He's gonna get shot. Watch. So, what you see is this large vessel pop out. Since it was on your scanners and you guys were coming in, you didn't get a good look at it, at what type of vessel it was. Let's see. I'm gonna have all you guys roll me a knowledge. Either Arcana for engineering or history to identify this type of vessel.
Ooh, 22 on Arcana.
What does our
15.
pilot get?
And whenever they broadcast to our ship, is it like ship-wide speakers? We can all hear the announcement, or is this kind of like just go on the cockpit? kind of a situation?
I would. This is going to be like a ship-wide thing because you haven't
right.
really selected. Haven't messed with the
I'm
comms
sure
yet.
they're doing all channels.
Yeah, all
Alright.
channels. So what's our pilot getting? Either history or arcana.
Oh, I don't know shit. I rolled a 2 plus
Oh, you
whatever.
rolled a 2? Okay. So, Vala, who is essentially looking out the front viewport, sees the ship, but he doesn't quite recognize this particular brand or model of ship. Both Cell and let's have. I'm going to keep your rolls, but let's have Vala describe what he sees. Back to the crew.
Oh, that is the actual
Yes.
picture. Okay, here we go. I don't know what kind of ship it is. It's long, large in the front, large in the back, port in the middle. Looks rebellion. I'm not sure.
So, with that kind of brief description, Skathos kind of that kind of sounds like a Republic ship. And same with
Oh, I keep forgetting.
same with Cell. They're like, oh yeah, I can picture a a Republic ship like that. And Skathos pulls out his data pad real quick. Since he's in the engine room, there's a data port there. You plug in and you can see on your data port, on your data pad, what the visual cameras on the outside are picking up, just to verify what he's saying. Cell is in the engine room at this point as well, just making sure that she's not getting herself into trouble. And what you see is a Imperial Dreadnought Mark II. This is a special Imperial Dreadnought. It is a Dreadnought class that is designed for the capture of other vessels.
Oh dear.
Ooh. So Skathos is gonna just kind of reach into one of his many available tool belts and pull out one of his own little homemade devices and effectively produce a small personal shield about himself that might last for some time.
Okay. So you see a bluish ripple go across Skathos' body, and then the ripple fades into clear. And Skathos knows that if it gets hit, the ripple will show, and then it'll fade back out. Skathos, I assume, relays this information to Vala.
Yeah.
Okay. So you now know what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a ship that is designed to ensnare other smaller vessels.
We fixed hyperdrive and go now. Yes?
So we're not in any kind of round, so I can just yell out.
This is all free right now, but I will give you a kind of a time limit of what a standard Imperial response time would be.
Okay.
So I have the number.
So Skathos you're my engineer, right?
I'm working on your engines. I don't work for you.
Yes. You're our engineer. Change any kind of identification to show recently purchased anything on the computer you can think of. I don't know if that's in your realm of capability, but we need to limit our access to this cargo or ship.
Certainly last minute.
Yes, please, with haste, and I'll try to buy time.
I'll do what I can.
I can help. I have 2 hands. You need hands. I have hands.
All right, so I'm going to need you to type in this specifically, and I'll start like spitting out some lines of code.
Okay.
Type it away.
So you go to the data pad and start typing away. Give me. Oh. All right. I think this is going to be fun. Give me a. This will be for Cell. Give me a deception check with advantage.
Oh, jeez.
Just because it sounds like something deceiving.
Oh, yeah. 17.
17. Okay. Oh. Hello.
What up, nerds?
Perfect timing.
Oh.
We're just getting into some RP.
Oh, Amick says, "What's up, nerd?"
Maybe that's an Imperial Dreadnought class ship out there.
They want to take our ship.
So
They're
that's-
more than capable of taking it from us. I'd rather us not put up any much of a fight. I don't intend to die today.
Are we being pulled in?
Not yet.
Not yet. They're waiting for hostile action.
We could
Call
try-
for a surrender, or else we face our destruction.
We could run away.
That's what I said. But I'm typing code now.
I don't know if these engines are capable of fleeing very far, very fast from that size of a cruiser.
All we have to do is get to the moon. Once we're on the moon, we could abandon ship.
But then how do we get to the other planet if we don't have a ship anymore?
We find another one like we found this one.
Oh.
Or we find a hut to sponsor us and who will give us a ship.
I could probably build a ship if you give it enough time.
Yeah,
If
I don't
I-
have that. I don't have that. Okay.
If I haven't.
What do you think, Bulwa?
Give me a moment. Let me respond. So, Paula will press the communication.
Mm-hmm.
This is Ghost 7. We are headed to. Damn it, was it?
Narshada.
Yeah, thank you. We are headed to Narshada to look for employment. We are cargo. We are empty at the moment, looking to gain passage.
In the callback says, Ghost 7. I see that this vessel has recently been reported as stolen from the Malistaire planet. Do you deny that this is a stolen vessel?
You guys told me about this.
No, not stolen. Purchased legally. I can transmit information showing that we purchased.
When the comm cuts out and we're not transmitting anymore.
Yeah, I
Amick
figure
will
it's like
say-
push to talk, right? He lets go.
Yeah, exactly. So set a course to get the fuck out of here. Got it. Okay.
God, it's nice to have a navigator.
Okay, so you're prepping the engines. You're warming them up because right now
Yeah.
you came out of hyperspace, right? And you're kind of stopped. You know, you kind of get your bearings on
How
which
far
direction
from
you
the
want
moon are we?
to go. Distances.
right.
I would say maybe.
Moon, totally out of here. And a quick question. Scathos, what is our fuel? Can we run, or do we need to abandon?
I would advise against running once again under the vessel with these conditions.
That is a very large ship. They catch us.
All we gotta do is get close enough to Narshada, get in some escape pods, and we'll abandon ship.
We
I'm
have
not
to get
getting on
close enough to Narshada before them, however. And they can read us charging our engines up.
Why do the Imperials even care?
Can I get a navigator's tools from Amic, please?
Sure.
20.
Roll.
You realize on one of the other instruments next to you that you're actually in a tractor beam.
Oh, well, fuck. Now we're not going anywhere. They're pulling us in. All right, plan B's.
Well,
Oh.
currently you're not being pulled in. You just know that you're not moving. They got
But
you
if
locked.
we're in a tractor beam, doesn't it also mean we're not going anywhere?
Yeah, you're not going anywhere, but you're not being
Yeah.
pulled in. They're waiting for.
We're not going anywhere. They got a lock on us.
I'd like to look around the ship for like the smallest little secluded area
Oh, no, you
of a
don't.
hole.
my
Damn it, crap.
I did.
Well, I still need your hands here if we're going to finish up this documentation.
Yes, I still help. Just plan B. Just looking for plan B.
I'm gonna put a leash on you like a
One of those droid shock collar things. So the
Scathos,
broadcast.
when can you have something I can transmit?
The longer you can stall them, the longer I have to fix it.
Oh, I'll tell them a Mandalorian bedtime story.
Very well, if you think that'll work.
We
it
killed them
won't. It's not
all,
very
the
long.
end.
We showed up, they died, we won.
Then why waste my time recommending it?
So
I don't know.
Please hurry.
Get to work.
I'm typing as fast as I can. My hands are small.
So the broadcast comes back over. You haven't made any ill decisions, so we are going to bring you in. And the tractor beam starts pulling you into the ship.
Just give us a second. We had some trouble during our last hyper jump, and it knocked out our transmission coils. Just give us a second.
Okay. So essentially, they're doing a very slow pull, like the Millennium Falcon pulled into the Death Star. So you still have.
No.
I'm actually going to do some rounds here. You have
We're
6
fine.
rounds.
Everything's fine. How are you?
Yeah.
I
So
was
you
just
have
thinking that.
You have 6 rounds to get the code in to change the vessel.
All right. Well, I wager Scathos, you got about a minute. We're being
This is
pulled in.
Imperial ship.
What's that?
Did the Imperial ship identify itself? How do I call it?
It has not identified itself yet.
This is a Sith vessel.
Correct, yeah, a Sith Empire ship.
What would be a general term like a Sith?
You
Hey,
could just
girl.
call it Imperial Dreadnought would be the classification, you know.
They're separatists.
Alright, so probably like Dreadnought. We are trying to send our classification right now. Please hold. Sending as soon as our antenna is repaired.
The comm comes back open and says, Imperial Dreadnought the Shade will await your transmission.
Doing that now. 1 moment, please.
Okay. So,
So want to put on some like elevator music.
So, Skathos and Cell, give me. Let's see. Cell, give me a sleight of hand for typing speed, and Skathos, give me an Arcana for how fast you're going to be.
Speed of fingers.
Speed of the fingers, and okay, perfect. So you Skathos is
Definitely
rattling
helps
off.
when you have a Mandalorian sticking a gun at your head.
Yeah, right. So Skathos is rattling off the essential, a way to crack the code, right? He's rattling off. Okay, you got to type this, type this, type this, and Cell's little fingers are just clickety click 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 click, and
Holy
you successfully change the owner's deed and the ship identification. So you're gonna change the ship's name is gonna be Ghost 7, correct?
Hell, you're a lot more useful than I thought you would be.
I have to run.
I'm glad
Go
to
7
kill
until
you.
we can name it, Unicorn 12 or something.
Yeah, you might want to change it later.
Oh, that's a problem.
Hey, if you can clearly see, it's been renamed Amix Ship.
Yeah, I saw that. All right, who is going to be
Also,
the owner?
Skathos has a pig mustache.
Yeah, I do. Don't be jealous. 'Cause Mandalorians can't grow their own hair.
That's funny. So who is going to be the owner? Who's the classified owner of this?
I'm putting Volwa in as the owner.
Okay. All right. The Imperial Dreadnought calls back and says, "We have received your transmission. You are still going to be brought in for a routine check."
Oh, no.
Hey, Volwa, have we checked this ship for contraband?
That's nothing.
Hey, Mick, what else have you got aboard this ship?
I don't know. We should probably check.
Okay.
Nothing I know of, but Cell should have a good idea.
Yeah, you got a very short window. The Ghost 7 is about, I don't know, maybe like 200 yards from being docked. So you have basically like one good look from everyone. So everyone give me an investigate.
Everyone scatter, look for anything that'll get us in trouble. Then shove it down the toilet.
I take
Or
it.
take
I
it
take it.
Up your ass.
All right, what does our fearless leader get? Volwa.
Let's see.
As Amick takes a long drag from his hash.
I know. Is it investigation?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Hey, that's
Nothing.
3-1.
5.
Okay. Skathos finds a small compartment hidden in the floor by the hyperdrive. And in that small compartment, you find nothing too crazy, but it's like some fine aged Wookiee brandy.
Paraphernalia.
Nothing too crazy, but it's still contraband.
Here, I'll take that. They won't even question me.
The Mandalorian chugs the Wookiee brandy and dies alcohol poisoning.
They'll be too scared.
All right, so you are you've got your contraband. Do you leave it hidden in that space? It was fairly well hidden.
We'll go over to Amic as like I'm tucking it back into the space.
No, I'm just if they ask, we'll just say it's fine.
How big is that space? I want to eyeball the space just
No.
for.
It is not Jawa
If
sized.
they find a life form, we're going to get in much more trouble than if they find whiskey.
It is definitely not life size or Jawa size. It's a
Just
small,
looking.
it's very small, very hard to find because it just looks like the rest of the floor. And
I'll trust you to fix the ship, but I'm not trusting you in battle.
So
Manners our tank.
you dock with the shade. Hopefully this works. Did you all move over to the other map?
Really quick.
I guess it is.
Yes.
We've been traveling together for a few weeks, and we're looking for work on the moon.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
the story I
we might as well
spun.
tell the truth about you. We picked you up because we needed somebody to help fix our ship.
My thoughts precisely.
Oh, I'm sure.
So, don't talk.
Stay quiet.
Okay.
All right, you're up,
All right.
Bola. Let's do this.
So can you guys see the ship in your tokens?
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Uh,
Far left.
yes.
Okay. So you essentially you dock the ship docks, and what you see as the ship docks, the doors open. You see in this antechamber here 2 guards, and the guards come.
I have
Go
all
ahead.
my guns.
Oh yeah.
Clearly visible.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Not drawn, correct?
No.
Okay. So the guards come up and say, you need to come with me. Andon wants to see you. And the north guard starts to lead the way for you. And when you get into this next room, you see a whole bunch of Jawas running around. They are currently scrapping parts from another vessel, taking anything they can, going through boxes. They are, the Walmart workers of this ship.
I blend right in.
Yeah. And as you're being brought through, no one's really saying anything. The leader of the Jawas is a Zabrak, which is basically Darth Maul. He's got tan skins, very short tan horns, and he's got a stun whip that he's kind of whipping towards the Jawas to get them to keep working faster.
Nope, I'll stay with you guys.
He's like,
so why don't you stick by me?
Yes.
he
Like,
yelled
onto like a piece of your bag or something. Like I'm right here, guys.
I like to rest my hand over the flap to make sure that hand's not going into the bag.
Yes. All right. So he's yelling out at the Jawas. You rats need to get back to work. Work faster. We get paid by how much scrap we take.
You actually paid them?
When he said we, it was specifically him. But he likes to make them feel like they're included a little bit. Like they're going to get something out of the deal. So the Southern Guard stays where he's at. I'll go ahead and just control you guys, and I'll just move you all. Is there any particular order that you guys want to walk?
Amix in front.
So we got Amic,
I'm
Vala.
just next to Scathos.
Where do you want to be sitting?
Hanging on to one of his piece of cloth, a bag, whatever. I'm attached to him.
I'll stick behind Bola.
Okay. So we'll kind of do, I don't know, some kind of line here. It's going to be kind of hard to move all your tokens, but, so we're going to go like this, and the other guard is going to follow behind you guys once you guys start going. And you're being trooped through, and you see another hallway here. And so you're starting to get the feel of the layout. It's almost like the layout of this particular area is designed to take you almost like a maze. It's supposed to be it's supposed to funnel you into certain places while leaving others access very minimal. The red line that you see there are doors. That's a door there. So you can kind of see where the access is. I'm going to go ahead and actually just reveal most of this map here. It's going to be a little bit easier for me. All right, there we go. That's better. Nothing's really hidden in these spaces anyway, so
I think
that you know of. So do any of you make idle chat, or are you guys staying quiet as you're being marched through?
I'm keeping quiet for sure.
I'm muttering little bits to myself, but nothing really audible.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice. What that's fancy.
Yeah, they're not going to respect you.
Okay, so you get brought into this chamber here. So the path goes all the way around, and kind of circles back into the this control room here, and you see a gentleman wearing long robes with what looks like battle armor on. It's got a high back collar that protects the neck and shoulder pieces that come down. Brown hair, kind of a pale skin. And he says to you, or he says to the guards, guards, you can wait outside. I'll be fine. No worries. So the two guards go ahead and go back to their position by your ship. And I'll move them out of the way for now. And he says, I noticed that you came from Malachor, was it? Speaking to the group.
Yes, Malachor. That's where we birthed.
It's a fine vessel that you have there. It must have cost you a pretty penny.
Won it in a pod racing contest. I'm looking to venture forth into shipments.
Shipments. Might I ask what type of shipments are you looking to get into?
Nothing too fancy, just working my way up.
Depends what
Looking always to advance.
And you, Mandalorian, what were you saying? What?
But I don't gonna say this. Yes, just depends what needs to be shipped.
How do you feel about maybe getting some work from the Empire?
Bala pulls at his tendrils a little bit and looks over. If nothing said, he was like, "Oh, we're equal opportunity."
Yeah, I mean, if the price is good enough.
And he kind of eyes everyone down the group. You know, he looks up to the Mandalorian, down to the Doug, back up to the, eye level with Skathos, the Seleuci, and then he looks down at the Jawa and he says, you might be the right group of people that could suit the needs that I have. As he reaches over and touches a couple buttons on the console there, and the door behind you all shuts. So you're now enclosed in this space. And he walks a couple steps closer to you all and says, look, I'm going to be honest with you here. I am a Sith apprentice. I need to gain advancement. This station doesn't suit my abilities quite well. And you look like the lot that would be able to assist me. You see, my order doesn't quite like direct conflict between apprentices and their masters. They think it lessens the fighting capability, but when you have a master such as mine, who is incompetent, it wouldn't be a loss. But I can't actively do it myself. So, how do you feel about assisting me in furthering my goals?
We can pretty much transport anything.
Andon looks at the Mandalorian and says, you're a mercenary for hire, correct?
Yes.
And you're not opposed to doing some things that are less than honorable, are you?
Honorable to me. Maybe not to your weak race.
How should I put this? I want you to kill my master for me.
Why can't you kill him yourself?
Like I said, direct confrontation is not advisable. I can cover up a story just fine. And your involvement would be not seen by any of the cameras, but I have to be seen where I'm at.
Sounds awfully political. I don't like the smell of it.
It's quite
Sounds
political.
like we'd be set up to take the fall for you. I don't like that.
No. Like I said, it is a business opportunity. You see, I have criminal contacts down on Nar Shaddaa. In fact, I have a council of some of the local crime lords, and they are doing some work for me, and I can send you to them and get you in, if that is the direction that you want to go.
Can we get free range?
Free range of what?
Of this area? Can we move about and not be susceptible to getting pulled in again?
As a matter of fact, yes. If you do this, I would provide you with a more suitable vessel for my needs down on the planet of Nar Shaddaa. It is one that is tied to my position, thus having free access to Imperial space, as well as a few codes.
Identify us as Imperials. Like, I don't want to be picking fights with the Republic on your behalf, buddy.
You don't have to pick a fight with the Republic.
Yeah, I don't really get a choice of it. I'm in an Imperial ship.
I can tell you at this moment, I do not have any qualms with the Republic. I am just
They have
looking to
qualms
advance
with
my own
you.
position.
Yeah, I get that, but they would have problems with Imperials. We're not Imperials.
You'd be contractors.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
So,
could keep
here's-
our own
I got a
ship,
better idea.
but we
You
have
give us
you know,
money,
code words.
and we will find a better ship, one that suits our needs for your job. That sounds better, right, Bulba? We could sell this.
Oh
one.
yeah.
We could get the advance from money from you, get the right ship for the right job that doesn't look like an Imperial cruiser, and then we could get through on all sorts. And you just have to give us the right codes to get through.
Yes, definitely the codes. The codes we need to get on different planets where we need to go. We need to be non-hindered when we move about.
What
And we
makes
can
you
do.
think also that? Well, I can see why you have faith in me, but what makes you think that this crew can kill a fucking sorcerer?
Well, he is a rather incompetent master. He is only rose
There's a
to
difference
his...
between incompetence and power. You could be an idiot and still be really strong.
Yes, and he is not strong at all. He has only gotten to his station, to his rank, based on, as you said, political agendas and contacts. And he, quite frankly, he's been put here on this ship because he has failed at numerous missions. And he's only still in the Empire and still alive because of those contacts.
Does this master of yours have a name?
Yes, his name is Vivicar.
And is he still aboard this same ship?
Yeah, so there's the station that he's at has a holo projector in it, and he hits a couple beeps, and he brings up a holo image of the map with a camera that shows Vivicar's station, and he is right here. If I can click on it, he's the red one.
Oh, like he's on the damn ship.
Oh yeah, this is his station, and Andon is subsidiary to him. And he says, "Before you go and do this, I will give you, at least, entertain the idea of the schematics to the ship. Like I said, it could be useful. It's not going to be tracked." And he hands over the schematics to Amic, because he seems to be the one that's having issues with it. And basically what that does is that reveals this ship here, if you look to the bottom left. Actually right around the middle.
This one?
Yep, that one.
So it's not an Imperial ship.
It is not an Imperial ship. It is just tied to his station. Basically, he requested this ship so that way he can start do more dealings with the cartels on Nar Shaddaa. He's planning, like he's making power gains right now.
Amic kind of gives him the one. It like holds up his finger. 1 second. Like bends down to Bulba. Holy shit, that's a nice ship.
And the scale on the map is appropriate to the scale to your previous vessel. So this one is approximately like 10 times bigger than your previous vessel. Still able to be crewed by 2 people in the cockpit and whatever your engineers are doing.
Okay.
So this is like your Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
So now that you have his ear, say we'll take this ship to be your guide. And can we sell him our ship? See how he bites.
Are you telling that to?
I want.
All right, we could take this ship, and we'll sell you our ship. How about that?
Perfect. That's what I want.
Well, how about this? If you do this task for me, you have the ship, you have the codes that you need, which are in the ship. Like I said, it's essentially for my personal use, so it's fitted out the way I need it to. And I will take your ship, and I will use it for scrap. If you kill my master, I will give you his personal belongings, which there should be quite a sum there. Enough for scrap value for your ship. And your previous transgressions disappear.
Okay, and traveling expenses. War expenses.
We are going to
We're
need some
going-
upfront money to get this job done.
Yeah, well, the ship is great, but we're gonna have to get up and close and personal. We need to prepare.
And get intelligence.
I can give you enough credits to get you down onto the planet and grease enough palms. I have an agent there that is already talking to the crime syndicates, and you can get further credits from her once you're on planet.
Yeah, the better we survive, the better your plan goes forward.
It is a partnership. I do right by you, you do right by me.
What do y'all think? This is not what we had planned, but
And he just kind of
I
folds
like
his hands.
opportunity.
I do admit I find myself excited about the prospects of tinkering about the engines of such a vessel.
Just gonna hold my hands out and I'm gonna say, my hands here to help.
It looks like we are in agreement.
Oh, I want one more thing. I want a droid. Something to help us.
Might you have any kyber crystals aboard this ship? I
Oh yeah, you needed those crystals. I
I
forgot.
find that I am in need of but
Hey.
one.
That's right. That's what we were gonna do. In addition to looking for work. I'm sorry, Skatos.
I don't have anything in the public stores, but that is not something that is uncommon for my master to collect, and it would be with his personal belongings.
Well then, kind of turning back to the two on my right, I believe therein lies my choice then.
Never killed a Sith before. This could be fun. Or we could die, either way.
Never ventured down this path before. Stealing is one thing, but aligning with. Wait, are we talking to each other?
He's just a couple feet from you, but he respects that you guys need to communicate with yourself, so he will just turn his back to you and kind of just busy himself.
Sounds great. I'm all on board. Cool. Go forward. I'm good.
He turns back around. Do we have an accord?
I believe we do.
We get to go back on old ship to get belongings, yes?
Yes.
Yes,
Of
course.
everything in your ship?
I will allow you to go back to your ship once the task is done. I cannot let you walk freely while my master is on board.
Oh, yeah, I guess we
That's
should
right.
go get that done.
All right. Down to biz tax.
So, Andon will, again, reach over to the console, give a couple beeps, and order some of the guards to go and investigate the ship. Actually, scratch that. What he does is he gives orders to 3 of the guards, and they go and disrupt and set in line the scrappers that are on board. And he turns back to you and says, I have cleared the way. What type of droid were you looking for?
Astro droid. Just something to
Astro
fix things really quickly if these two are busy in the engine room. You know,
I-
surface things and other navigational, things.
I
need a computer.
I don't have an astro droid. But my master does have a medical droid that he keeps on hand that tends to his wounds. I'm sure you can repurpose that one.
I could sell it and get one Astro.
I can fix it.
Okay. Well, I suggest that you don't destroy the droid completely.
Are you able to inform us of any of your master's capabilities? So we know what to expect.
He has minor force powers. He's particularly adept at mind control. So you might want to watch out for that. Other than that, really, he's kind of a brutish man. So he just likes to swing his saber around.
Well, Amick, how are you in close quarters?
I can handle myself.
Surprisingly, I find myself not so concerned about you in this endeavor.
No, I'm not too worried about myself. As he's like strapping up his weapons, getting ready to go, making sure his armor's like on right, like he's like getting everything, he's like checking chambers again, making everything sure everything's good, nothing's on stun.
He says,
Pull out this rusty metal rapier. Just like stand, like I got it.
he kind of raises an eyebrow at the Jabba, like, what are you gonna do with that? He says, well, I've done more than enough for my side, so I expect you to make quick work of this.
You better have a good story. If I get framed for murder, I'm gonna be pissed.
So you can head up to the room and
Could I roll like one insight check on this guy? Just to see-
please.
He seems like the kind of guy that might follow through with his promises, or if this is all just gonna fuck us over.
What?
Okay.
Is that what we do at third
He
level?
seems like a great guy.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure he's gonna stab us in the back, but
What are you talking about? This man works
Nope.
for the Empire. They are but respectable, and are men of their word, if anything.
Yeah, that he seems, he seems like a cold-hearted kind of guy, but he seems like he's got a goal and he knows what he wants to do to get there.
Nothing I trust more than a man who's driven.
We all have our goals in life.
Scapula freaks me out.
Your tentacles about your face do nothing for your appearance as well, friend.
That's got me lady favors.
So,
Okay.
Andon now is starting to get impatient. Well, are you going to go do the task?
I'm ready. I hold my rusty rapier up again. I'm ready, let's go.
He's waiting
Amic
for you
already
guys to
left
start
a
moving.
while ago.
Yeah,
Yes,
Amic's like down the hallway. He's gone.
I can't control my guy.
Just believe in yourself.
Oh, hold on. There you go.
Make sure you have your pointer on instead of the
No,
the
I
drag-
didn't have it set to.
Oh,
Volva, are you a melee character or a ranged character?
For Volva?
Totally melee.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Nick, he switched to Monk from Rogue.
Oh, dope. Monk is
Oh yeah,
fun. You're gonna love it.
I need to bend your ear about that because this is all new to me.
Yeah, don't worry. I got it on lock. I love monks.
Okay, so you look around the corner.
What?
Amic does. And the doors are currently shut.
Oh, good. Alright. Hide, like, up behind this wall.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Yeah.
And are there, like, panels to open them or something
There,
like that?
there is a panel. And Andon is... you guys don't see this, but Andon is back. He is now watching the cam feed.
Amic's gonna motion to Volwa, and he's gonna make this kind of like really like kind of like small like gesture with his hand for like short person, and wave them over. And when Volwa starts walking, he's gonna shake him off and kind of point for the other one.
We need to get you guys comms.
So Scathos is turning around behind him towards Cell, and he is affixing a small device onto Cell's person. And after a brief bit of fidgeting and the like, Cell's going to vanish from sight.
Oh, shit.
I was just motioning for that little thing to come up here and pick this lock.
Yes, you were.
this is
Does
stuff against
Scathos say anything to Cell?
Amic will whisper down to Volwa, get the jaw on to pick that lock.
As Cell is kind of like vanishing from sight, Scathos is going to say very quietly, I swear if you leave us alone to die, I will find a way of coming back and making you regret it.
Oh, that's great. Yes, hands show the help, And I'm gonna make my way forward, and I'm gonna try to open the door.
Go ahead and make me a sleight of hand.
Oh dear.
Aren't you proficient with that?
So,
I can't
so,
see my hands to know what I'm doing.
so what?
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's true, right? All you see is the panel like moving, wires are short circuiting, and what you
about
actually hear from behind you back down the hall is the swishing of two doors closing. And then
Can Amic try the right-hand door really quick?
Yeah.
I'm not proficient in this, so we'll see
no,
how
that's
this
fine.
goes.
are you gonna try? Amic finds that there is an emergency door release, and there's just a lever on the side of the box. It's got like it's so it's kind of like the fire like the fireman access to an elevator. Like there's like a little door, and Amic just kind of like pops it open and then pulls the release, and the two doors open.
and
Under
Amy's
that.
gonna come around the corner shooting.
Okay. Roll me some initiative once I get the tracker up. Give me some initiative.
Initiative. What? What the hell happened?
No character was found for selected. Bullshit.
Uh-oh.
Is it
Is it
not
not
linked
working
right?
for anyone else?
Are the tokens hooked up to the character sheets?
I don't think they were because I had to input my own AC and stuff.
All right,
Rules.
Ryan. Tell me how
Just
to
add
reject them.
us. Just add us each individually, and then we can all just roll initiative. It's not that big of a deal. So 1d20 plus 4. Natural 20.
Nice.
Yes!
21.
Amic's so ready for this fight. He's pumped. Did you see that ship? He wants it.
I don't know why it's not linking you guys right. I'll have to figure that out. All right,
You're
so you guys
rollable.
should be able to put them in there.
I just throw down the wires I was working on. Stupid wires. There's a lever over there. I didn't see the lever.
Oh, rolling good.
No, it's not pulling good.
Oh, sorry. All right. So, starting with Amic,
Well, we got a 21.
I'm gonna give you. Vol, we got a 21.
Yeah.
all right.
Vol on.
Oh,
All right, Amic, you have a surprise round. So what you see when you walk in is this bright red, or actually more like a crimson red, man, kind of hunched over, and he's got like black, just like black robes, tied at the waist with a belt, and he's currently connected to a tube that's running to the medical droid.
Does the surprise round give me like advantage on my attacks or anything like that?
Yeah, you'll get advantage on your first attacks.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, first shot is gonna be sharpshooter. So that's -5, right?
Yeah, -5 for +10 damage.
All right. So does a 10 hit?
I got. Oh, right. 10 does
15.
not hit. No, he did a feature where he takes 5 off of it.
Oh,
No,
it
that does
show
not
up
hit.
automatically.
No, it doesn't hit. So that does not hit. And he turns around and. What are you doing in my chambers?
Oh, I'm gonna action surge and I'm gonna shoot him without sharpshooter.
Straight shot. Got it.
Oh
Nope.
God.
So, kind of like in The Force Awakens, the first bolt whizzes by his head, and he turns to look at you, and he just deflects the second blaster bolt.
Okay, I discard my heavy gun, draw my vibroblade. Vibroblade. I can say that word. Vibroblade. There we go. All right, and my holdout blaster, and I don't say anything. I just advance on the motherfucker.
Okay.
And that's the end of my turn.
Okay. All right. So he's gonna turn around, or he's already looking in your direction, and he reaches out and he tries to compel Amic to submit to his will. He said, "You're gonna work for me now. So I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please."
Oh wait, hold on. I still had advantage on that. So 4.
You can roll it fresh again.
Yay! 5. Man,
Nope.
I'm rolling
Wow.
great tonight. Jeez.
All right.
I might
So
just start rolling dice. This is ridiculous.
all right. So you have you are compelled
I've not rolled
to,
above a 10 other than my initiative.
right? So you are compelled to I guess, what is it, to do one action. He used command on you essentially. So he's gonna have you drop your vibroblade and turn from him.
Wait, can he only command me to do one of those things?
Yeah. It's for flavor. It doesn't. I mean, it's not. In this
There's no
particular
facing.
instance. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I dropped my blade.
I guess you wouldn't drop your blade. He said he commanded you, so you would just turn around, and ready to swipe at the first thing that comes at you.
They
And
can't
that
make me
is
attack other things, right?
no. He just said you're going to work for him now.
Okay.
That's a different spell. That's dominate. Like I said, he's not the most competent master, so now it's Volwa.
Well, apparently
Volwa.
he is. I couldn't hit him while he was just sitting there.
You haven't gotten your ship
So
legs
it
yet.
compels you.
All right. So what is Volwa doing?
I don't see the enemy, but I see Emmett.
You should have vision on the enemy.
Ah, okay.
I know he looks real friendly, but he's the bad guy.
He is smiling.
And now that you can see his face, he has a large gash running down his right eye.
Aw.
And his eyes are like a burning yellow, but he's just hunched over with like a strap across his midsection, where you would assume that there might be a previous battle wound there.
I don't know where 40 is. I moved twice. Damn it. I was sitting.
You got like another 10 feet.
feet. Is this a table to my left?
Yeah, that's like a kind of like a conference table or something.
Can I roll to it and crouch?
Yeah, you got enough movement to do that. Are you going to try to hide as an action, or are you just doing that for flavor?
Just out of ranged attack because I can't get all the way to him.
Okay, then roll me a.
Fuck that shit. If you're a monk, you want to take a ranged attack.
I have no ranged weapon.
Well,
Dude,
he
you're
can
level
deflect
3.
missiles.
You have deflect missile.
He doesn't know that. So you can, if you wanted to, you could use a key point for a bonus action to get another 40 feet of movement.
All right.
So you can still get up in his face and hit him.
will, like a phaser blast or lightning strike from his finger, I could treat it like a missile.
As long as it's an actual missile, yes. If it's a spell, then you're not going to be able to.
Yeah, if it's a projectile.
Projectile, yeah.
This guy ain't carrying no pistol. No, I'll be behind the table and I'll get to him next round.
Okay. So roll me a
I
stealth.
at least get half cover, right?
Yeah, we'll give you half cover for that. The surgical droid is just gonna pass its turn. Cell.
My turn.
Okay.
I am going to 10,
Why is that the only
Both
thing
doors
that
are
no-
open, so you can go through the left door if you want.
Oh, we go back.
I've got short little legs and limited movement.
And you're still invisible.
35.
All of the sneak attack.
And then I use dash,
Bonus
Yeah,
action
that's
dash, yeah.
bonus.
and I get behind him to here,
Whoa!
and then I use action. I stab. A sneak attack because there's a bad guy within 5 feet.
Nice. Actually, you get to make that with advantage because you are invisible. So roll it again, see if you get a 20.
Oh.
Okay.
And
All right.
roll your sneak attack damage.
Yep, and
How
now you got to roll
much
your sneak attack on top of that.
How much is sneak attack?
And that didn't add anything. That didn't add your dex to your roll either.
I didn't do that.
You didn't select dex as part of your damage.
Well,
So you did a shitload of more damage than 5.
ooh. How do
Let's
I?
see. You have what, +2? No, that's your proficiency. You don't have dex on your to hit either.
I dragged it all over.
Well, yeah, you can drag it over, but you still have to choose what.
Oh.
You're
Well,
using.
see,
All right,
You
so
also-
what's your dex
And
mod?
you have
3?
2d6 for your sneak attack.
my dex mod is 3.
Okay.
So
So,
8
uh,
damage.
yeah,
from
8 damage.
that, and then roll 2d6 for your sneak attack.
2, 6.
So 16
Nice.
damage total.
Nice.
You know, not bad. Not bad.
Okay. I don't know why he's got things on him. Stop it. All right.
And then I want to use the rest of my movement to get to the other side of him to throw him off if he tries to swing back
You
at me.
are visible now that you.
yes,
attack.
you are quite
Oh,
visible.
no. I didn't know that.
No, you're visible when you attack.
Well, Cell wouldn't know that anyway, so he's going to like...
Yeah, I didn't tell you that part.
Yep. All right.
He's going to look at his rapier in
Scathos.
his hands and be like, uh-oh.
So Scathos is going to slither around this corner and start making his way forward. And did Amick drop anything?
Yeah, he dropped his heavy repeater right here, and
Oh.
he dropped his vibro blade right there.
All right, Scathos is going to look towards Amick and flicker his own eyes a little bit in a bit of a hypnotic pattern, suggesting that Amick pick his blade back up.
I'm not going to
Okay.
resist that.
Use of facial suggestion.
All right. Give me a wisdom saving throw, Amick.
I'd let him do it. Choose to fail.
Okay. Okay.
I'm a willing participant.
Willing participant. All right. You are no longer compelled to do Vivicar's bidding.
I will slide hopefully behind this panel.
And I go back.
And I run back to the ship, and that's it for me.
All right. Amick.
Oh, hey, look at that. I'm well armed. Amick is going to rush in to have some words with our new friend. He is going to start off with an attack with his vibroblade with advantage for the flanking. Oh my god!
Does not hit. You can't hit a
I'm
crippled old man.
angry.
Use the dark
All right.
side, Amick. The dark
I'm
side.
gonna use my fucking bonus action. Crossbow expert. When I use an attack action, an attack with a one-handed weapon, I can use my bonus action to attack with my hand crossbow. So I'm going to shoot the motherfucker with my holdout blaster.
All right. All right. And no disadvantage.
No
You do not get advantage because it's still a range. But a
Uh,
straight. Give me a straight.
motherfucker.
Your holdout blaster overheats, and it's going to take 2 rounds for it to cool off.
Really?
Natural 1, man.
Yeah, well, that's good. My turn.
Okay. All right. All right. Yeah. Okay. I was not expecting that.
It's not that movie.
All right. So, Vivicar is not happy about what just went down. So he's gonna turn around because obviously the Mandalorian is not a threat to him at the moment.
Oh,
So he's gonna pull out from his side a large double-bladed saber and ignite it.
these are not the droids you're looking for.
I'm not looking for a droid. I'm looking for your head. And he takes 2 slashes at you. That's a natural 20. God damn
I
it.
think that's gonna find your head.
Alright, I mean, roll new character.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me get some dice for this one real quick.
Well,
Well, the good news is with this swing, we'll see if we made a terrible mistake or not in taking this deal.
Let's see. You take. Let's see. You take 15 points of slashing damage.
ah,
And you see the Jawa gets a large rip. Not quite cutting off the bandolier, but definitely a deep gash, and you hear the sizzling of flesh.
oh, it's hot. It burns. It burns. Oh, no.
I'm sorry. That's another natural 20.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna use this dice on Sunday, by the way, Ryan. He does not like this Jawa. That is gonna be.
Oh, God.
That's. I shouldn't be happy. I'm not happy. That's 16 points of slashing damage.
Oh, cell is down. Cell is down.
Damn. And then he
Cell drops his rusty rapier and falls to the ground.
he turns back to Amick, and just kind of starts cackling. You think you can defeat me? You are wrong. And now it's Volva's turn.
Enraged.
Not my Jawa.
Don't you have enough movement to get around him and flank him with me?
Oh yeah. No, you can get and get on the far side of him, so that way you can get advantage.
I thought Blake wasn't. No, I guess it is.
Yep. So go ahead
On top of
and
cell.
roll with advantage. Whatever attack you're doing.
I'll take an attack opportunity just to get the advantage.
No, you're not going to get attack of opportunity. You're going to stay in his threatened area. So
Yeah,
you're good.
just go like this, and then you go there, and then you can
Yep.
just stand on cell, and then we're right across from each other.
So you are doing what? Electro staff.
Electro staff, and I'll unleash Fury of Blows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. So all of these are with advantage.
Alright, so
I believe your modifier is +6.
1d20 plus 6.
You can also just click that button on the character sheet too, and it'll roll it for you.
Don't do it. It's a trap. See what I did there?
15 for the first one.
15? 15 hits.
Yeah. Alright,
I
and
like how even my shitty strikes are like almost hits.
Yeah.
17.
To hit?
And yeah,
Okay.
I should have
15,
three
so
three
plus
attacks total.
20.
If it's over 15, then you get it.
26.
Yeah,
All
oh, yeah.
3 hits.
All 3 hit. So give me a D8 plus, what's your modifier? 4?
Depends. Is he doing
The
strength
first
check?
one is going to be 8 plus 6, right?
D8 plus, no, it's plus your dexterity
Plus your
modifier, which I
strength
think
or
is
dex,
4.
whichever's higher.
So give me a D8 plus 4. And then 2D4 plus 8.
D8 plus 4, so it's 9.
9. Okay.
9.
9.
And 2D4s. That is, what the hell is that? 4 and 7. 9, 4, 7.
Okay. Did you add your plus 4 to both of those unarmed strikes?
Yeah.
So how'd you get 4 on the first unarmed strike?
So it would have been 6, 9, 6.
Okay. All right.
I had 2 and 4 on the 4 die.
He is looking super rough. He is just like coughing up this nasty black blood. And he's like, he was not expecting this little Doug to just whoop his ass. Surgical droid comes up and he casts. The tube is still connected to him, and so he pumps in some healing. It's not going to be a lot. Trust me. It's a level 1 surgical droid, so it's not the greatest. All right. That is the surgical droid's turn. Cell, give me a death saving throw. Nine. That is a fail. Scathos, give it to me, man.
All right, I'm gonna come slithering into the room finally, and like looking at this guy, seeing how he's all hooked up to this medical droid with tubes, and the like. Could I make some kind of a check to see if, like, is this guy already on death's door when we're coming in and storming the room, or like, is this like a cancer patient that we're coming in and trying to eliminate, or what's going on here?
He's not necessarily a cancer patient, but he is, and he's not on death's door. It's just that's what's keeping him able to walk around. Think of it like just like a hospital patient with an IV bag that walks around. That's basically what this droid is doing. It's just keeping like Bacta running through his veins, so that way he can lead.
All right. Well, knowing that, I'm going to effectively double my movement.
Action to get closer.
Action to continue slithering around to here.
Okay.
That'll be my turn.
Hey, Mick. Give it to me, buddy.
Amick holsters his holdout blaster and takes his vibroblade in both hands. Because it's a versatile weapon, I'm assuming, right? It's
longsword, right? Yep.
Yeah.
So that's a D10.
If I hit.
If you hit, you got advantage for flanking with Volva.
I'm just gonna fucking roll this with dice. I don't trust
Yeah,
it.
go for it.
Alright, 9 plus 5. 14.
You hit.
Oh, yay! Alright, where's my D10? Alright, that is 11 slashing damage.
Slashing damage. So, you come across the opposite direction, across his left eye, slashing down and creating an X on this guy's face. How do you want to do this?
That sounded fine.
Okay. So he collapses. He collapses down and he coughs up a little bit of blood and he goes still. It's his turn. Volwa, you guys are still technically in combat. What are you going to do now? I think you're muted, Ted.
Yep, I was muted. Awesome.
All right, so he is
so
just
I can't
fallen.
slash his head off. So
You're gonna go for the head.
To his... No, I go to healing droid and take him out.
Oh, you're okay. You're gonna take out the droid.
Yeah.
Okay.
$15.
Okay, you hit him. Roll some damage.
All right. D8 plus 6. 12.
So you're hitting him with the electro staff, right?
Yeah, just right in his mouth.
Yep. So you take it and you jab it right into his face and release the electric shock, and the droid just starts jittering all over the place, and then his head explodes, and the
How
droid
are you
falls down.
adding +6?
It's +4, but it's
Is it +4 or +6?
It should
It's
be
+6
just
to
plus
hit.
plus your mod.
it should be
Oh,
+4
hit,
damage.
6 to hit.
Oh, so that's only 10.
My bad. Yeah.
He's
10.
still alive.
Oh.
So you shock him, and the droid is like error, do not compute.
You can bonus attack and
You still got a bonus action.
I think
Look.
we'll still need this droid if that Jawa wants to walk again.
I'll hold and let whoever knows what to do.
Okay. So this droid is like starting to spark, from the electrical shock, and it's actually the droid's turn. The droid is going to continue pumping Bacta into his master. The master starts to stir, and he kind of gets on his knees again, and he tries to push his saber up, and he can only get up to one knee, but he has restabilized. Cell, your turn.
Oh
Oh no!
No, I did not. I didn't fail 3. I only failed 2.
Yeah. You're dead.
It lied.
Yeah, the sheet. I don't know. Anyway, Skatos. Give me give me an Arcana check real quick, please. All right.
How about a 21?
Yes. So you are familiar with mechanical things. You know that if you were to take the hoses out of Vivicar and plug them into Cell, that she would stabilize on her next turn.
All right. I would like to effectively use my action trying to do that.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
It's just a job. Let it die.
All right.
It's just a Jawa. Let it die.
That's adorable.
I love how Amick is so hot and cold. He's like, you're useful. You're a rat. Oh, you're pretty good with your fingers. Just die.
So for
But
just a
this is
straight
Dory,
attack,
doesn't mean more.
Yeah,
Shows
straight
you
up.
how much respect he has for
Well,
her.
if you have athletics, use athletics. Otherwise, an attack roll.
all right. Not proficient in it. but
Whatever you
I
feel
can
you're
give it
better
a
at.
shot. Athletics. Oh, how about a 12?
Oh, good. So there's blood on Vivicar's hand, and he tries to keep the tubes held in, but you're able to pull them out and stick them into Cell. And I would assume it's your turn.
But this tech is best used elsewhere. I believe your days are over.
Days are numbered indeed. Amick, bring it home.
Yeah, well, I swing at him with my sword with two hands again.
With
With
advantage.
advantage for all the fools around him. That's 15.
That's enough.
We're
Give me
slowly
some
creeping
damage.
Up, guys.
Give me.
Slowly creeping up.
All right, give me some damage.
That is 4 slashing damage.
You rolled a 1?
I rolled a 1.
God damn, he's still alive. So you cut deep into
If
his.
my blaster was off cooldown, I could shoot him.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna give you this. You're proficient with your weapons. Give me as a bonus action. Give me a sleight of hand check to see if you can readjust the barrel to cool it down faster.
16.
Okay, you could have your blaster.
I shoot this motherfucker in the face.
So we'll keep the attack roll. Give me your damage.
21 to hit.
Yes.
All right, that is a d6. That is 5 piercing damage. I don't know what this does.
It's slightly more than the sword. No, so that's actually what you needed. So you take the blaster, and you place it right in the center of that X that you created.
So what I do is he takes his sword with 2 hands and he just stabs it into the guy. Then takes both hands off the sword, reaches down, pulls out his blaster, adjusts the barrel, sticks it to the guy's temple, and then just pulls the trigger.
Boom. He collapses to the floor, unmoving. And that's the end of the combat. You guys currently have a functioning droid. The droid is just programmed to give healing to whoever it's connected to. So, hey, look at that. That's max healing. Cell, you get 12 hit points back.
I'm gonna wake up and swing away. Little
Kind of
jacket.
covered in blood and brains
Iron
right
rapier.
now. I just
All right.
you guys head all over you.
Oh yeah, no, everyone is covered on that side of the field.
Oh.
So
I don't remember doing that. This is messy.
I want to see that Jawa fear. Give me an attack roll, please.
Oh.
Amick is going to remove his sword and pick up the dude's lightsaber.
Okay.
10.
Okay. So you cut the tubes that are attached to you.
Oh. Oh dear.
All right. So for Amick, you have a greatsword. So it's a double-bladed saber, stats of a greatsword.
I mean, I am proficient with greatswords. Technically,
There you go.
somewhere in my Mandalorian blood, there must be force.
All right. So, I'm going to end it there. And next week we will continue
Come on, it's only 8 o'clock, man.
It's 11 o'clock here. I know. But, we're going to end it there. That was a good combat. And,
No, wait, did he get on a ship?
no, we'll do the ship next week because I've got to fix a bunch of
pictures
shit.
on top of the dashboard.
All right, we can go a little bit further. We can get you guys to your loot and stuff. All right, so you loot the body. All he had on him was his saber. You take the droid with you and hobble him along. You head back.
I take the droid.
That's
You're
fine.
right.
Best
Said
friend.
we get all he had in his possession.
Yeah.
What was the guy's
There's,
name again?
The master or the apprentice?
The master.
Vivicar.
Vivicar.
Vivicar's lightsaber.
Yep.
What I'm
Double
calling
bladed.
this item.
Do we get to go to his room and loot it before we leave?
Yeah. Well, you go back to.
Yeah, we gotta go find
Andon.
Skathos' crystals, man.
Yep. So you go back to Andon, and he knows you're coming because he's watching the cams. So he opens a door for you, and he just does a slow clap. Well, all of you performed adequately, except for the little one.
What are you talking about? She got the first hit.
And then she almost died to a crippled old man.
Hey, you don't get to talk shit about her. Only I get to.
Like a little
Fair
sister.
enough. It is your pet. So,
I hug the droid closer, like, that's okay, I win still. I win.
so he walks over to Amick, and he hands a key card, and he says, the room to the left has his personal belongings. And once you have those, I expect you to get off my ship and go down to Nar Shaddaa.
It's okay. Don't want to stay too longer. Or don't want to hang out around a traitor too much. You stink.
Do we take his ship or ours?
Our vessel will be waiting for us planet side, or will we be departing upon our new ship?
You'll be departing on your new ship. The other ship was, it seemed to have been a stolen vessel that the Imperial High Command has just commandeered and will be scrapped.
Oh,
We
hey,
get all belongings first?
that guy that sold this to us must have stole it. Huh, what a bastard.
Yes.
I-
What a terrible person.
Hey, look at all this new stuff of ours. Let's grab it and go.
No, the new ship or his ship that he offered to us.
That's the new ship, right?
Our old ship is the one he's scrapping.
Yeah, he's scrapping the old ship.
But we can go on the old ship to get belongings, yes?
When we get the new ship, right?
Well, it sounds like you better fucking hurry.
Your belongings will be brought. Or actually, while you were doing that, your belongings were brought back on board. Anything that looked personal.
Did you get the whiskey? Then you didn't get everything. Hurry up! Go, go, go!
I run.
He lets you go, and he kind of touches the comms and says, "All guards, our guests need to retrieve some items from their ship. You are not to interfere with them." And you just get a bunch of Rogers, and he says, "You're free to go."
Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger.
They're all named Roger.
It's weird. Roger,
That's
Roger.
convenient.
All right. So
What loot did we find?
I am getting that handout ready. So we talked about changing the way the credits work, so I have to adjust. I have to adjust the sheet real quick.
Yeah, there's not like
Wait,
a gold credit and a silver credit and a copper credit.
You say that, but they have different
Oh,
value.
we already went through that.
They have different
Yeah.
value chips in Star Wars, but we're converting everything to gold, and like anything in the player handbook that is under 1 gold is now 1 gold. Just to make
So
things.
just like one gold is 1 credit. That's easy.
Yeah,
Yep.
and yeah, that way you can still convert like magic items to appropriate credit levels. I'll have to do some adjusting for that.
The economy in Star Wars is different, man. Things are more expensive, all right? It costs a gold to get a drink.
Right?
We're like
Alright,
two
so-
chits, but like who's paying attention?
Right? Okay. So so what you receive, I should be able to actually hand out.
So we're like level 6 now, right now, right?
I mean, we killed the Jedi.
6?
So.
Kill the
Yeah.
Sith, yeah. All right, so you have that. Did that pop up on your
That is a lot
screen?
of loot.
Oh wow!
This is his
Kaiba
personal
crystal.
belongings.
When Amick finds the crystal, he hands it to Skathos. Oh, here. I think that's what you're looking for.
Now,
All right, I believe now I'm
wait,
properly
wait,
prepared.
wait.
What?
What is it, Tentacle Face?
It's love handles, sir.
You can call it what you wish. But if you are trying to step
my
between me and my old crystal,
I call it testicle.
we will have words.
Damn it! Could have drugged that along a lot.
Yes, and you would have found yourself adrift in space.
Well, we can sort
Okay,
through the rest of this on the ship. Let's go.
So Stella's basically going back on the ship. She's gonna get the whiskey, but she wants to go get that chip that Scathos took
Navigation
from her.
chip.
You're gonna go grab the nav chip?
That's
Yep.
not a bad idea.
Okay,
You know,
that's actually a good idea.
just anything you can grab, just like wholesale items, everything. Just start pulling shit.
Well, yeah, I'm a
we'll
Jawa,
we'll do
but-
some. There's not. I mean,
Going back to that
it
nav
wasn't
chip that you
completely
guys took back
furnished,
from her, she's getting it.
but you can add the nav chip to your inventory. You can add your tools that you dropped back, and
should put
you
everything in
add
my
the whiskey,
inventory.
Wookiee brandy or whatever.
So
you guys-
access card to Twi'lek's Gone Wild. What?
Just saying. Hey, this guy, man,
Strip
he had
club. All right.
he had his fetishes.
No, dude. Amyx. Yeah. Why wouldn't we go to a Twi'lek strip club? Have you seen how they
Well,
can
that's
use those
that's
tails?
that's like a pay-per-view channel.
Oh man, I wanted to
It's-
go to like the brothel.
That's a no. This is like, well, he couldn't get around, so he's like, oh, I'm gonna go get the secure channel.
Oh, we got his porn access card. All
Yeah,
right.
you got his porn card. You got access to the
Oh.
Twi'lek
What?
channel,
You can have that, Bola.
but it might be worth it to somebody. You know, that's why it's got question marks.
Yes, Bulwa, how much are you willing to pay for your tentacles? I
Those-
realize
those
you're
Leku,
a
man.
fan.
Those Leku, you gotta watch out.
1, 2,
Please.
Three. 4, 5.
Oh,
So the password
ready.
is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's
Yep.
amazing. That's the same combination as my luggage.
Right? All right, so you guys have your ship and you are ready to take off planet side. They do still have, they basically are orbiting the planet areas, so they would know if you leave off planet or leave directly away.
But now we got full access to whatever, right?
Here's what we should do.
Correct.
We take the ship for a spin and then come back so it doesn't look like we came straight from a Sith ship.
They you
We-
could go
we
you
have,
could go to the
like-
far side of the planets and you know, jaunt around a little bit and then come in.
Yeah, we can drop in and out where we want.
But Andon knows that at least in this sector, he would know that if you left the sector, he expects you to do what your end of the deal.
Yeah, we'll do it.
But he didn't know what it takes to do it, right?
Well, he expects you to go directly to the
Build up,
planet.
do it.
All right.
And it doesn't expect us to go right in.
No, not directly away, but if you're leaving the sector, like, oh, I'm gonna go jump, 10 light years away, he's gonna know that you're trying to jump out of the system, essentially.
No, we're just flying around.
Yeah, you're gonna joyride. That's fine. So essentially,
No.
this ship, the Imperial Dreadnought, the
Just doing
Shade.
sublight flight.
Yeah. Yeah. So the
I sent him a message. Oh, we gotta go get the booty
He's
crystal.
fine. Don't let him fuss over us.
all right.
No,
So I just moved you
we
all
gotta
over
get
to the.
We'll be back. You want to see us? But
So this
we're here.
Ooh.
this is a layout of your freighter.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So this is a.
Is this just the same ship from the game?
It is.
I thought I recognized it.
Figured it would work out pretty well.
Where's my room? I don't even know where Ordo was at.
Oh no! This is not from Knights of the Old Republic. That's a different ship.
That's a different ship. Okay.
Different ship. So the crew quarters are right there in the center. Actually, I also have a handout for you guys. This handout is so if you click on it, it gives you an exploded view,
Yes.
and it tells you where things are. If you can't read the scribblings on this map.
Awesome.
So this has a bona fide cargo hold. It's a double level, and that's on the upper right hand corner of the large map. The crew quarters in the center.
engine in the back.
Yep, it is a twin engine ship. So it's going to be slightly more fuel, but it's going to travel faster.
Dibs on captain's quarters.
You guys have to fight over that one.
I'll fight.
What?
What? So yeah, so it's got all your amenities. It's got a med bay. So the reason why I did the handout is because this view doesn't show all of the things. So the room next to the crew quarters is the med area. And then you have a galley. There you go. Yeah, drop yourself in there. I can move your tokens later.
I'm just laying claim to my territory.
The whole ship.
No, just my room.
No,
I'm right on
no,
top of it.
no.
That's the captain's quarters.
No. No.
So yeah, so that's the med bay.
You want to fight about it?
Next to the cabin, you can take it to a vote. The next to the captain's quarters is the galley, and then this has a top and bottom turret on it.
Yeah, we
And
have
then-
a dex battle.
What's that?
Dexterity.
We have the same dexterity.
I know. Well, it'll be fun.
Roll off. And then this large room that's on the southern part, this actually has like your hollow net access. This has your hollow projector for making calls and things like that. So the computery stuff, the tech stuff, is going to be in this large room at the bottom there. And it definitely has smuggling compartments.
Oh yes. I've already examined, like the air vents and stuff, make sure they're easily accessible.
Be careful, you
I
might
We
find a
don't have
fan.
any additional crew members.
Yeah. This is
Hey, there's
awesome.
my cousin.
Well, if we
Oh.
ever have any stowaways, we know that our personal stowaway will find them.
Oh yeah, she knows all the
You're
hiding
sleeping
spots.
in my bed. Get out.
So
This
there
is
you
awesome.
go.
Hey, stowaway, this is my
upgrade.
cabinet. Oh wait, we got a stowaway.
Now, knowing her, she'll be like, I know you're here. I'll keep it safe.
You stuff this for me,
You're
okay?
my new pet. Say hello to my new pet.
That's funny.
I named it. You can't get rid of it.
You're like, who? What the hell?
We're gonna have a Tribbles episode.
All right. So that is where we're going to end it. You guys are in your ship, you're taking off, and you're heading for a joyride.
And I definitely gotta call it. Luckily, he's been sleeping for the last hour, so ooh, we've been doing good. Have a wonderful night.
Night.
Adios.
Good night.
Good night.
See ya.
I'm happy I got to play for a decent amount of time.
Right?
Yeah, we even waited for you to get on. We waited till like 9:30 to start rolling some dice.
Yeah, I had to work late, but
Understandable.
it was worth it because I got to, like, our session last night for my regular group was like, it was super fun. They fought. I had modified they fought a stone giant at level
Nice.
3, which was fun. But like, I had modified it. It was actually the Dream Walker from Polos. That's the stone giant. But I modified it to be more of like a CR7. But like, they did it. It was fun. They were taking boulder shots of like 4d8. It was crazy,
Jesus.
man. Like, that was fun. But they lived. I almost killed my monk though. I had hit him like a couple times with the boulder shots, and then he went unconscious. They brought him up with healing word. I smacked him down again. He got a natural 20, got back up, and then I smacked him down again. I was like, oh, this is what Gorneo, like Ryan had to do with Gorneo.
Monks just refuse to die.
Stay, motherfucker.
How many times do I have to kill you?
Yeah, no, I got it. I was just like, oh, that's what it's like. But it was fun. It was pretty sweet. The necromancer's plans are coming together soon.
Soon. Soon.
So Scatho sounds like super scary.
Good. You should be intimidated. Nothing's gonna stand between him and his tech.
So now you guys got to come up with a new ship name.
It's true.
Say the Goonies.
Hey, you guys.
The Goonie one.
Goonie Woon. All right, I'm gonna call it here. A mixed ship. This is the Ordo 1. All right. Well, I guess I'll catch you guys Sunday.
All right.
Sunday.
Ryan, I'll have to get with you
Sunday
sometime.
yet?
Yeah, it's a Sunday yet? I'll have to get with you sometime to make sure I get those tokens linked right.
Sure thing.
All right. Catch you guys later.